Hi Pisces, welcome to your August 2023 Astro-Tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So if you're only going to watch one, I do advise that you make sure it's your ascendant sign. It's going to be the most accurate because I'm using astrology to base all of these readings on. I use whole sign Western tropical astrology. That's the system that I use, just so that for those of you that ask. If you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you, and if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So I'm going to pop these to the side. Those will be for your moons, and we are going to start in on your transit. So on the 2nd of August, Mars is going to trine Jupiter. This is a beautiful aspect, and it's going to see us all, but all of us in some way, shape or form will be tapping into a higher sense of belief and how what we are ready to really move ahead with and what we truly believe in enough to dedicate ourselves to. Mars in the 7th house, trine Jupiter in the 3rd. This is quite literally so for some of you, this could literally be the forging of a partnership in some way, shape or form. This could be some kind of new employment situation. It could already, like Jupiter in your 3rd house is already expanding your connections. It's bringing a lightness to your everyday experience of your work. It's seeing you being praised for and utilizing your skills in a much better and brighter way. And in a trine to that Mars in the 7th, this could literally be a new partnership or a new work endeavor that really starts to take shape or take form. Now, Mars is a severing energy, so it's not just energy, passion, excitation, it's also cuts and releasing. So for some of you, you could be literally parting ways with one job or employment situation and moving straight into another. Mars in the 7th is bringing action and energy to that relationship part of your life. So whether your relationships right now could be a source of excitement and also maybe even potentially a little bit of frustration or irritation. But some of you could be seeing partnerships on the table, and this could really help you grow and expand your life and your world in some way, shape or form. I love this transit for all of us, but for you guys, I really feel like this is bringing the right kind of connections, whether this is personal, professional or platonic. There's this energy that just really is buoyant and happy and light. There's a lot of laughter here. There's a lot of fun. For those of you that are single, there's a lot of sexy time here. For those of you that are partnered, there's potentially a lot of sexy time here as well. Either which way, this is a great energy for all of us right now. Here's the beauty of it, because this is on the 2nd of August, this transit becomes exact. So what that means is you'll have about 5 days prior. So I'm saying anywhere from like the 27th of July onwards, right up to and including the 2nd of August. That's the transit window for this. All right. For this, you have the Lover's card. I mean, like literally, what else would you have, right? With the Knight of Swords, so an excitation or a fruition of partnerships and connections with the Two of Cups. If you are single, you probably won't be after this transit, or you will at least start talking to somebody or connecting to somebody on that kind of intimate level. For those of you that are partnered already, this is, like I said, I mean, your sex life's about to get fun. Outside of that, if you're not interested in love or relationships, this could be platonic connections, or relationships could start to really improve. This could be a relationship with a sibling that starts to improve. Maybe you start to spend more time with each other. Maybe one of you moves so that you can actually live closer to each other and you start to form this really wonderful bond moving forward. This could also be professional ties that are starting to be forged now as well. You might start a program or a partnership of some sort where you and your skills are really starting to elevate in some way. So either way, I think this is going to be great for all of us, but for you it hits really very nicely. Now on the 8th of August, same houses are being activated. The third house of your daily experience, your skills, things that you do with hands, your contracts are the third house as well. Sales, commercial endeavors as well is all third house stuff. Communications, conversations, really getting a boost because of that Jupiterian energy. Uranus is in your third house as well, and now on top of that the moon comes into your third house. Moon coming into Taurus, you are one of the lucky ones, right? Because if you're a Pisces ascendant, Taurus is your true third house, and what this means is the moon is exalted in the sign of Taurus. It loves that sign more than any other, but the house that the moon exalts in is the third house. So you've got Taurus and the third house in the space where the moon does its best work. This is fantastic for you. Like, this is better for you than anybody else. Mars and Mercury are coming into a conjunction in your 7th house of relationships, partnerships, significant others. And what this means is Mercury in the sign of Virgo is exalted in Virgo. So you've got an exalted Mercury, you've got a super exalted moon coming into a trine, and on top of that you've got Mars involved, which is giving the action and the energy, and on top of that you've got Jupiter involved, expanding and bringing light, luck and abundance to the whole thing, and then you've got Uranus involved, which is saying let's shake it up. These energies for you are just phenomenal, and this is a moment of action. It's the last of the energy of this particular lunation cycle. So because this is the third quarter square moon, right? So use it if you can. If you've got something that you need to do, I would advise that you use this day. Don't waste it. It's so powerful. Luna in the third is potentiating some kind of work or communication here. This could be a surprise communication that comes in where you're like, I can't believe this is happening right now. Like, for me, like, believe it, Pisces, because this is going to be great. It could be a contract of some kind. It could, but it looks good. I will say, obviously, keep your wits about you. Just, obviously use your own discernment to make sure that it is for you. But I love this energy. Mars and Mercury are now conjunct. This is giving a louder sort of microphone energy to a partner or a collaborator. And it's wise for you to listen because you can really learn or gain a lot here. For this, you've got the 8 of Pentacles, so it definitely focuses around your work in some way. You've got the Star card. This is something big for your future that is really shaping up very nicely. And you've got the Hanged Man. There's potentially a creative or a design element to this as well. This could see you really creating something of substance, right? Something that really just feels truly wonderful for you and maybe even feels soul connected or aligned. There's TV, there's radio, there's film, there's websites involved in all of this. There's a broader reach of something that just kind of happens. This is a moment of pure good luck. Now, the Hanged Man with the Star card can also represent things like websites, radio, television, film, etc. So this could literally be, maybe something comes to you through those mediums or you find yourself involved in them. Now, to get a bit more serious, on the 24th of the month, we've got a Mutable T-square. Now, this is going to hit you particularly hard because it's happening in what we call angular houses. So for you, this is happening in Saturn at 4 degrees of Pisces. That's in your first house, especially if you're a Pisces ascendant, to a lesser degree the sun and the moon. If you're a sun sign Pisces, you'll probably feel this quite strongly as well. First house. 7th house, partners, collaborators, connections, even your competitors, which is the 7th house as well, which is where the sun is in Virgo. And then you've got the moon, which will be in the sign of Sagittarius at this time. Those are all mutable signs. You are a mutable sign, so it's hitting you in a very real world. It's hitting you in a very real world way. All right. So you will see this in your, it will show up on that day-to-day level. This is, and you know, on the same day, Mercury goes retrograde in your partnership and contract house. So something to be mindful of as well. It means that this will be felt viscerally for you, right? In your first house, you've got Saturn. That's giving you a reality check here. And it's getting you to think about yourself more seriously. And therefore, maybe even presenting yourself more seriously and, you know, more like being the part rather than playing the part. The Sun in your 7th house means that you've got a desire for more connection, deeper one-to-one bonds, or at least higher experiences of and with relationships. And then the Moon in your 10th house of your career is focusing on getting you to acknowledge what your true needs are when it comes to your career. So this might be that you need more fun, that you need more pleasure, that you need more freedom to express who you are or to explore within the career. Something doesn't feel so uniform here, and this T-square is highlighting that for you. For this, you've got the 10 of Wands, so you're going to see what the burdens are, and you might be seeking to get past them. You've got the Empress card, so it does suggest that maybe the job requires you to be more active, you know, going here, there, and everywhere. Maybe that's something new for you. And then you've got the Magician card, so there's a possibility here for things, you know, production to really ramp up, and for the career to really start shaping you into what or who you need to be to reach that top spot. So there's something here like this T-square is going to highlight something to you in a big way, and when it does, you're going to look at this and you're going to say to yourself, right, okay, now I understand who or what I need to be in order to have the lifestyle or the thing that I say that I want. So this is you stepping into it, right? That T-square makes you uncomfortable enough to make a change. And this is basically saying to you, you want that, if you've ever heard the Britney Spears song, work bitch. You want the hot body, you want the car, you want the house, you want the you know, big status, whatever it is. You're going to have to get to work about shifting or changing. And it's not saying that you're not enough. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is your current experience and expression of who you are is not what you need to be in order to embody where it is that you truly want to go. And as I'm talking about this, it's literally 11:56 on my screen. 5 and 6 is 11, so 11:11. I'm going to give you it. All right. For the 20th, and then on the 27th of the 27th of August, Mars is going to enter Libra. This is coming into your 8th house. Mars doesn't like to be in the sign of Libra because it's literally across the sky from its natural home. This is also a potentially sort of diluted Mars in some way. So maybe Mars wants something to do. You have to give it something direct to do. This is not necessarily a time for deliberation. It's a time to act. And also, because it's in the 8th house, this could be you finding a constructive way to overcome a fear by doing something really brave or seeking a way out that you can tap into your personal power. So what I like about this is it's not a good time for overindulging, whether this is sex, drugs, rock and roll, whatever your thing is. It is, however, a very sexual placement. So this could be more intimacy, more sexy time, all of those things. Just make sure you're not using that as an escape. It's also a way to find, like, you have to find a way to channel this Mars. And when it comes to loans, debts, mortgages, joint finances, other people's money, you could find that there's a break that happens, and it's almost like it allows you to feel more free by breaking financial ties with another person for, you know, maybe for a while, but maybe in general. For this, you've got the Devil card. The 8th house is one of our houses of proclivities, so you've got to be careful. With the 7 of Wands here, this is you being argumentative for the sake of it. Be mindful of that because it's a waste of energy. And then you've got the Death card. So potentially here, you know, the 8th house is a death house, but it doesn't have to be an actual death. This could be the end of an argument. It could be you breaking ties with another person financially, or potentially having conversations around finances that get a bit heated. All right. Now, Mars is going to be in the sign of Libra for about 5 to 6 weeks, so keep that as a consideration. All right. Now, for your moons on the sorry. For the Leo new moon, this is happening in your 6th house of day-to-day work and routines. You've got the gate 21 and control. The message behind this card is not actually to have control, it's to relinquish control. And so what you're being asked to do here with this new moon, a fresh start in the sign of Leo in your workspace, is to start thinking about how you can release old patterns or old habits and rituals that have brought you this far but won't take you any further. And release this idea that you have to have it all figured out right now. Just start doing what feels right to you and then start building on it from there. Rather than going into like a morning routine that has like 15 different elements to it, maybe just start with 1 or 2. Right? But something here does need to shift, because this is showing you how you become that bigger, greater version of yourself that you want to be. And then the full moon in the sign of Aquarius, which for you is in your 12th house, which is your past, privacy, your hidden self. Interestingly enough, this card represents the planting of a seed and a new beginning. And it always says that new beginnings that are really prominent will always have a difficult start. But that difficult start is highlighting something to you that can actually work to your favor. A full moon in the 12th house can reveal a hidden enemy or somebody that's working at cross purposes to you. And it can just as easily reveal to you where you are maybe self-sabotaging. It can highlight a tendency that you have to get in your own way, right? And this will help you really start to break that, because you can see it in the cold light of day and you're like, yeah, I can't ignore that anymore. Now that I know, now that I've seen it, I can't ignore it. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.